Before I start my speech, which will be about my Torah reading, Re'eh, I want to take a few minutes to say thank you for coming last night to my Friday night service and celebration. And I do especially want to thank my family and friends who braved the horrific Friday traffic and missed work to be here with me for this momentous occasion. Thank you to my dad for providing me the greatest blessing a kid could ask for, my phone. And continuing to pay for it even though I don't answer it, ignore text, and am glued to it when we're together. And thank you for this bar mitzvah suit and taking on the task of finding something that fit me when everyone else came up. I appreciate not being up here in my birthday suit. Thank you also for continuing to try to build a relationship with me. Pa and Grandma. Well, first, Pa. Thank you for braving Costco with Grandma to make sure we always have great meals and for sharing the adventures of Mo and Joe in the candy store. And Grandma, thank you for dragging Pa to Costco and trying so hard to get the Sax family together. But more than anything, I want to thank you for teaching me work ethic, as I know you finally retired last year after going to work as early as 5 a.m. my entire life. Rabbi Spiegel, thank you for always greeting me with a smile and hug. You deserve so much more than just a thank you for the years of support and devotion you have showed towards my family. I appreciate always feeling welcome and at home here. Hazan Pablo, thank you for the years of caring and always reaching out. Our family is so grateful for your warmth and kindness and always shares the story of you singing in Spanish to Avery in the hospital. I know I don't talk much, but you always meet me where I am, and I greatly respect you. Thank you to the best tutor, Rivka. You believed I could do it all in 4 weeks, even before hearing me read Hebrew. You were so enthusiastic and encouraging. It was never a chore to study with you. To my aunts, uncles, cousins, and friends who are like family, we're all here together, and this is what family is all about. Let's not forget that in this busy life, we have so much to look forward to, and I'm grateful we are in it together. Papa, thank you for this amazing talit and running around with me until I made my final decision. An even bigger thank you for supporting and agreeing with Grammy as she insisted I have this special day. I will never forget it and know it meant a lot to you to see me read Torah too. Grammy, I could talk about how nice my needlepoint talit bag is, but there is so much more. How about every lunch we've had, every math problem you've solved and had to share with me? And what about summer camp or our family weeks at the beach? And how about that this entire bar mitzvah happened because of you? You did it for me, and I know how much you love to see your grandkids happy. Thank you for everything, and I want you to know that I am honored to be named after your parents, Gigi, Evelyn, and Pop-Up David. Alexander, there's a lot I can say, but all that matters is that you've always been there. We have gone through a lot in this short life, and most of the time it was just you and me. I think we're both doing better than okay, and I want you to know that you're my hero. I am proud of you and going to miss you next year, but really happy to inherit your bed. Avery, thank you for teaching me so many of the little things, like how not to burn a cup of noodles and to put the seat down, even though I haven't mastered the ladder. Thank you for always and in always wanting to take care of me. I don't understand a lot of what is going on with you now, but I do know that I want you to have the happiness, love, and peace you deserve. A big thank you goes to my mom, who's pretty exceptional. She never ever ceases to amaze me with her intelligence, strength, courage, faith, and determination. She never ever sleeps and works relentlessly to always make sure that Alexander, Avery, and I have whatever we need, and often sacrifices to be sure that we get what we want to. We mock her a lot because she tries to make friends for us, write lists for us every day, and even tapes them to the bathroom door. She has a meltdown if our clothes don't match and expects us to accomplish something monumental every day. And then there's every lesson and lecture. But even though we do call her Kim Jong, every day of my life, in every way, she shows me how to live with hope and always believe. Thank you, Mom. Kobe and Josh, I love you, and thank you for loving me. Finally, a special thank you goes to Softa and Zadie, Deli and her Weisberg, for a great example of unconditional love, a love that has always been felt and greatly appreciated. Now, what does becoming a bar mitzvah mean to me? Well, it certainly is a turning point up in my life. Up to this time, the blame for my behavior, be it good or not so good, was on my parents. And now that I've reached the age of maturity and supposedly know the difference between right and wrong, I am, in the eyes of God, responsible for my own actions. Which relates directly to my Torah portion, re'eh, a word that means see, S-E-E, as in to see, to understand. As I read and reread several explanations of this portion, I kept thinking to myself, why this title, see? What am I supposed to see? What am I supposed to understand? What am I supposed to know? As I kept reading and thinking about this portion, a thought finally came to me, and all of a sudden, I did see, I did understand, and I did know. And this is what I want to explain and share with you today. So how will I do this? Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you what that portion is about, and then I plan to give you my feelings about it. Lastly, I will defend how re'eh applies to me. This portion of the Torah tells about the speeches Moses made to the Israelites as they enter the land they are about to inhabit. He gives them detailed rules on how they should behave, and he gives them a choice. Be obedient and have a blessed life, or be disobedient and live a life that is cursed. So, what are these rules? This is basically what re'eh contains. Moses very clearly outlines everything. He tells the people what they can and cannot eat, how to slaughter the animals that are to be used for food so that the animals will not suffer any pain and that their death will be quick. Moses also instructs them on how to treat slaves and remind them that they too were once slaves. He advises them to put aside crops and whatever else they have for tithes, to make sacrifices, to care for the Levites who have no land of their own, to take care of widows, orphans, and strangers, to always help the poor and the needy, as well as to forgive all debts after 7 years. He tells them to observe Passover, Sukkot, and Shavuot. Moses states that when they enter their new land, they must destroy all idols and worship only one God. They are to beware of false prophets who would try to lure them otherwise. He warns them not to eat anything harmful to their bodies and to never disfigure themselves. So now that we know what is in the Torah portion, what does this mean to me? I think it's simple. It comes down to a choice. To be or not to be. That is the question. That is the choice. To be obedient and live a blessed life, or to not even choose to be your best self. As bar mitzvah, this is the choice that I will have to make, and this is the choice that I will make today. My decision is simple. I will be obedient because I understand the purpose for these laws, which I see as being advice, is to help us create a good life of blessings for our own selves and for others. I also understand these rules as being a way to teach us sensitivity and responsibility, which ultimately should create people with good hearts. Most moms say I love you when they drop you off at school or leave for work, or just sending you off wherever it is that you're going. But my mom has always said 4 words that I never really understood until now. Be good, do good. I choose to be a person who is loving and kind, as well as a person who shows compassion, is merciful, charitable, generous, and caring. I will do good deeds and do my best to see that others behave appropriately, not causing pain to any person or animal if it is possible for me to do so. As a man, I will be good and do good, because I kind of see a bigger picture here. And I'm thinking that the way I live my life will not only affect me and every other human being who shares my life, but more important, the world. That's what this is all about. Tikkun olam. I can contribute to repairing the world. And if we all behaved in the way Moses spoke of, what a wonderful world we would live in. I am starting now. Thank you and Shabbat Shalom.
Wow, what do you think about bar mitzvah today?